Having led the children of Israel out from the clutches of Egyptian slavery, God must show them what it means to be His people. 400 years of Egyptian culture had blinded their eyes and filled their hearts with idolatry. They are used to a world with many gods and many truths, and a world where you pray to who you want, do what you want, and when you want. So before heading to the Promised Land, God leads them to a mountain in the wilderness, Mount Sinai. At Mount Sinai, Moses will climb the mountain while the Israelites remain at the base and watch in terror as the mountaintop is struck with lightning, earthquakes, and crashes of thunder. They are beginning to realize the vast power and glory of the one true and living God. He's not a God like their gods in Egypt. When Moses comes down from the mountain after 40 days, he comes with 2 tablets of stone containing God's law, the 10 Commandments. And they are, number 1, you shall have no other gods beside the Lord. Number 2, you shall make no images, likenesses, or carvings of him to worship. Number 3, you shall not take the Lord's name in vain. Number 4, remember the Sabbath and keep it. Number 5, honor your father and mother. Number 6, you shall not kill. Number 7, you shall not commit adultery. Number 8, you shall not steal. Number 9, you shall not lie or bear false witness. And number 10, you shall not covet. God's law to the Jewish people contains a great many laws, but the 10 Commandments summarize the major points and principles for their new life and this new nation. The law is that standard of life by which the new nation of Israel would live. It contains commandments from God regarding everything from what foods are clean and unclean, how to handle land disputes, criminal laws and punishments, and national festivals and memorial days. These detailed laws can be found throughout the books of Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Mount Sinai gave the Israelites 2 things, the law and the tabernacle. The law is the constitution and rules for the Jewish nation. The tabernacle is a place where the Jews would go to worship God and do so in the way He wished to be worshipped. It was a portable structure that would be carried with the Jews wherever they traveled and would function as the center for Jewish worship. The tabernacle was a relatively small structure that was divided into 3 sections. The outer courts, where the Jews would bring their sacrifices to be offered by the priests. These offerings would involve animal sacrifices for sin, as well as things like tithes and other free will offerings made to God out of gratitude and thanks. Leaving the outer courts, we enter the interior of the tabernacle, called the holy place. The priests were the only ones allowed to enter the holy place. Here, incense was burned continually before God, and a holy lampstand was kept burning at all times. There was also a table on which unleavened bread was constantly replenished and placed before God. And last, but most importantly, in the back of the tabernacle's interior, behind a veil, was the Holy of Holies. Into the Holy of Holies, only the high priest was allowed to go, and only once a year, to ask God to forgive the people of their sins each year. In the Holy of Holies sat the Ark of the Covenant, which contained, amongst other things, the 2 stone tablets that Moses brought down from Mount Sinai. The tabernacle was disassembled, transported, and reassembled by the tribe of Levi as often as the nation moved in the wilderness. The Levites, and in particular the priests, who were also Levites, were the only ones allowed to be involved in the most sacred of service. The laws regarding the priests, the Levites, and the various responsibilities both groups had are contained in the book of Leviticus. That is why the book is named after Levi. Having given the nation a new law and a new system of worship, God planned to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land, the land their forefather Abraham had been promised so long ago. Unfortunately, we'll see that things do not go according to God's plan, because the Jews had their own plans.